Yes, so now we'll discuss about the coil, how to size the coil, how to select the coil for load calculation. As we have discussed about various factors of cooling load calculation, heating load estimation we have done, then dehumidified quantity of air we have already done, effective mean sensible heat factor, right? So what are the factors which affect or how to select the air conditioning coil? That is important, right? So here we are having some set of data like for calculation of or sizing of the cooling coil, the selection of air conditioning apparatus for cooling and dehumidification, selection of selection of the air conditioning apparatus as cooling coil, air conditioning apparatus, and mainly for cooling and dehumidification. As we know, this is the main criteria for the humid and hot climate. What are the factors that we have to calculate over here? Once you calculate the value of CMMD, that is the dehumidified quantity of air, dehumidified quantity of air, once you calculate by the psychometric chart and the evaluation of that, the some data is necessary for the selection of the apparatus. Like once we had done this, then first part that is important that we have to know is grand sorry grand total hit. This is nothing but the value of GSH plus GLH will be given as GTH, and this we have already calculated during the cooling load calculation. This is one data that we have to calculate for any particular condition. Now this data will give you the tonnage capacity also, ton of refrigeration required for particular condition. Then second data which is required for the selection of the coil is CMMD that we have already calculated, dehumidified quantity of air. Dehumidified quantity of air. This is another data which you need to calculate. And the third one which we have to calculate is ADP. These are the three factors to size the apparatus and the refrigerant temperatures. If these three data are known to you, then you can have the size of the coil, sizing of the coil can be done, right? And meanwhile, you can find out the refrigerant temperature also, refrigeration temperature for the refrigeration system. What temperature has to be fixed according. Okay. Now, when we are talking about these data, the performance data that also give, we have to consider the bypass factor of the coil also, right? So sizing of the coil is one part, this part, and this will be the another parameter where these two parameters will depends. So by calculation, as of now, what we did is you can calculate this, you can calculate this, then you can fix this value of ADP. Once we have this, then we can select the value of bypass factor. And if these four factors will be known to you, then we can fix these two things. This is the sizing of your list. Mainly when we talk about the dehumidifying or cooling and dehumidifying kind of system, right? All this calculation are required What factors? Effective sensible hit factor. We required ADP. We required bypass factor. We required GTH. इतना कैलकुलेशन जब आपने कर लिया है, देन आपके पास अगले सिलेक्शन का जो क्राइटेरिया में क्या बचता है आपका, कॉइल इक्विपमेंट का साइज क्या होगा, और फिर उसके बाद अगर आप एयर वॉशर यूज करना चाहते हो तो एयर वॉशर कैसे लगेगा, ये दो आपको कंडीशन लगाया जाता है। नॉर्मली when we talk about coil, it consists of series of tube with through which brine, chilled water or expanded refrigerant flow. जब हम coil की बात करते हैं तो coil क्या होता है, coil is nothing but just like a evaporator cooling off series of coil. Series of coil will be something like this, right? And these are the tubes over here, pass 1, pass 2, pass 3 like this, pass 4 like this, right? And the flow will be something like this, the refrigerant or chilled air or the brine will be flowing like this in this direction coming out from here, right? And these are the rows, number of row. Air will enter from this point and air will out from this side. So it's become now a counter cross flow kind of arrangement, right? In generally the range of sizing of any fin tube, normally हम use करते हैं इसमें fin tube type of arrangement. अगर हम फिन ट्यूब की बात करें तो आपके पास एक टेबल होता है, दैट टेबल विल बी गिवन एज टेबल नंबर 19.7. You refer table number 19.7 which is given in your textbook. You refer the table and you will find what are the range of what are the row deep or depth of the row, number of rows, and what is the fin size and air velocity recommended for a particular case of system. Like for an example, you can see this table here. Now, if you are going for 1 row coil, 2 row coil, 3 row coil, 4 row, 5 row like this, so if you are going till 1 row to 8 row of coil, along with the fin spacing of 3 fins per centimeter of the length, then the air velocity in meter per minute will be 90, 210, 90, 120, and these conditions. Then what you will get a typical value of bypass factor for fin tube type of arrangement. The range of bypass factor if you are using in these conditions. These are the completely experimental data. Got it? The importance of bypass factor lies in the fact of the outside air which get bypassed and become a part of the room load. The bypass air does not affect the load situation in this situation. Spray equipment we'll discuss in the next chapter, right? So what are the effect if you are going to discuss about what is the effect of the bypass factor? Bypass factor is going to affect the value of effective surface temperature. And effective surface temperature, how? What happens if bypass factor will be higher? What is going to happen with effective surface temperature means what? ADP. What is the effect on ADP if bypass factor is higher?
Efficiency will reduce, sir.
That's fine, but what about the ADP? What happen if the bypass factor is higher? कोई आपने कॉइल सेलेक्ट किया, फॉर एन एग्जांपल कॉइल में आपने साइजिंग कर लिया, लाइक फॉर एन एग्जांपल यू आर हैविंग द velocity of air, you have fixed the value of suppose 3 fin per centimeter or 6 fin per centimeter. Depth of the coil if you are selecting as for an example 3 or 4, right? In this condition the bypass factor will be different bypass factors are given in table number 19.7. From table number 19.7, as for the requirement, suppose we got the value of bypass factor, that is suppose you are getting as let us take 0.2. Let us take 0.2. What will be the value of ADP? 0.2 से अगर 0.3 ले लेते हैं बाईपास फैक्टर, अगर 0.3 आ रहा है तो ADP कितना है? सपोज एक्स नंबर है, जब आपने बाईपास फैक्टर इतना लिया है तो ADP सपोज 1 वैल्यू, सपोज आपका 10 डिग्री आ रहा है, व्हाट हैपन इफ 0.3 आएगा बाईपास फैक्टर, तो क्या होगा ADP का फैक्टर?
इंक्रीज होगा सर एडीपी भी।
एडीपी इंक्रीज होगा, डिक्रीज होगा?
नो, स्मॉलर रेंज के लिए एडीपी डिक्रीज और हायर रेंज के लिए इंक्रीज।
My question is, what happen if bypass factor is higher? एडीपी डाउन होगा कि अप होगा?
इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल।
Inversely proportional. So if this is like, if it is higher, then it will be lower. Yes or no? It is desirable phenomena or undesirable phenomena? Like keeping bypass factor higher is desirable or undesirable?
अनडिजायरेबल।
Effect. One effect is that what is the consequence of reducing the value of ADP? Are you getting my point? आपने जो भी सिलेक्शन किया, जो भी आपने कैलकुलेशन किया, अकॉर्डिंगली अगर बाईपास फैक्टर लो होता है, now how you will decide this is important.
लार्जर कॉइल रिक्वायर्ड सर।
Larger coil required, fine. Anything else? अब देखो आपके पास बहुत सारे चॉइसेस हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल, एज वी डिस्कस कि अगर आप डेप्थ ऑफ कॉइल बढ़ाते जाते हो, नंबर ऑफ रोज बढ़ाते हो, 1 2 3 4, इतने नंबर ऑफ पासेस बढ़ाओगे, बाईपास फैक्टर आपका कम होते जाएगा। एज विल इंक्रीज 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, ये आपने फ्लो करा है, राइट? एंड लेट अस से दिस इज 1 एंड दिस इज 8, और सॉरी दिस इज 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 रोज आर देयर। 8 रोज में जब आप फ्लाई बाईपास कराए, यू आर गेटिंग बाईपास फैक्टर इज इक्वल टू 1, F1, bypass factor 1. If we'll reduce this to 1 to 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 5 रोज से पास कराओगे, तो इसका बाईपास फैक्टर क्या होगा? F2. So bypass factor of 1 will be lower than bypass factor of 2. And this is also given in your data in table number 19.7. If you see the data carefully in 19.7, you will observe as you go for higher and higher value of depth of the coil, you will get lower value of bypass factor. But up to what range? How you will select this data? आपके पास 2 3 फैक्टर्स हैं, आपको कॉइल में क्या फेस वेलोसिटी चाहिए, राइट? एंड फेस वेलोसिटी करस्पॉन्डिंग बाईपास फैक्टर और फेस वेलोसिटी करस्पॉन्डिंग आप कॉइल रो सेलेक्ट करोगे, राइट? फिर आपके पास आगे फैक्टर आएगा, बाईपास फैक्टर जितना कम होगा उतना आप हायर वैल्यू ऑफ एडीपी रख सकते हो, बट कितना कितना आप उसको लिमिट करोगे, कैसे लिमिट करोगे? रफली फॉर एन एग्जांपल, रेंडमली आपने अगर सेलेक्ट कर लिया, ठीक है, मैंने 6 रो कॉइल सेलेक्ट कर लिया, राइट? 6 रो कॉइल सेलेक्ट करके आप देख सकते हो कितना आपका बाईपास फैक्टर आएगा और कितना आपका एयर वेलोसिटी आपको मिलेगी इन पर्टिकुलर केस। और एयर वेलोसिटी वेलोसिटी चेंज करने के साथ कैसे बाईपास फैक्टर चेंज होगा। इफेक्ट ऑफ बाईपास फैक्टर तो क्लियर हो रहा है ना आपको?
यस सर।
Effect of bypass factor is that as you are going to increase the bypass factor, it means सीधा सीधा आपका coil की efficiency कम हो रही है, effectiveness कम हो रही है, right? If the
यस सर।
effective coil is going to reduce, then for achieving the same amount of cooling at a particular temperature, you have to reduce the temperature of the coil, further reduce the temperature of the coil. And as you are reducing the temperature of the coil, keeping in the same atmospheric condition, it is going to increase the pressure ratio of the refrigeration system. Yes or no?
यस।
And if it is going to increase the pressure ratio, of course, we have already studied the evaporator temperature should be as high as possible for better efficiency. And this coil is nothing but an evaporator. It's just like as an evaporator, or it's connected to the evaporator temperature. So if the value of evaporator temperature is going down, it means the value of COP is going to decrease for whole system. So it is desirable to have high and high value of the low value of bypass factor, high value of apparatus dew point, but we have to also think about दैट कि पर्टिकुलर एप्लीकेशन के लिए हमें कितना यूज करना चाहिए और किस रेंज तक जाना चाहिए. Right? So if, let us summarize this what we discussed. If what happen if bypass factor is higher? See the effect. Effect is the ADP will low, then it required T refrigerant or T brine will be lower, T brine or chilled water, temperature of chilled water will be lower. If it is so, then इसके consequent क्या होगा? Large size of refrigeration system required. A large coil required, sorry, large refrigeration system required for this one, and the value of COP is going to. These are the effect of increasing the bypass factor. In just opposite of that, second case, bypass factor is lower. If bypass factor is lower, ADP will be lower. If ADP will be lower, these temperatures will be lower, and this temperature will be lower, then size of system, refrigeration system, that is going to reduce, and finally COP will be higher. These are the effects. And these two, one and two, first and second parameter is directly going to affect which cost? Operating cost. Sorry, first cost. There are two types of cost as we have discussed earlier also, that if we are designing any system, we have to discuss about two different type of cost involved in that particular system. One cost will be the first cost, initial cost, and the second will be the operating cost. Operating cost is related to the energy efficiency and all, and the first cost will depends on the sizing of the system and cost of the overall cost of the system. Right? Therefore, there are certain sets of a range of the cooling coil bypass factor has been defined for a particular application. Of course, this bypass factor फिर उसके बाद किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करने लगता है? Application. For which application we are selecting the value of bypass factor, और coil जो भी coil select करें उसका range किस range में आपको typical bypass factor हम use करते हैं, right? So we have to design the system in such a way that we have to optimize the minimum total cost, which includes the first cost, initial cost, and for the sake of these, the value of the kind of guideline for the bypass factor is given in your table number 19.8. Refer the table number 19.8. Refer the table number 19.8. You will get the value of the bypass factor for different application. We'll refer table number 19.8 for typical value of bypass factor based on its application. You can see here this one. In generally, the bypass factor range is varying from 0.3 to 0.5 for small total load in residential application. If you go for low sensible heat and large total load, range is going from 0.2 to 0.3. This is for the residential, small retail shop and factories. 0.1 to 0.2 for typical comfort application for department store, bank, factories, etc. 0.05 to 0.1 for high latent heat load or large outdoor load conditions, departmental store and restaurant we take. 0 to 0.1 for all outdoor air application like hospital, operation, theaters and all. What do you mean by all outdoor conditions, outdoor application? It is on all outdoor applications. What does it mean? Can you just tell me, or you have any idea about it?
Something which requires a higher area, higher volume.
Mm-hmm. No. Any other? Amit?
Yes, sir.
Harshil, any idea about the all outdoor application? If you remember, if you remember, in very starting time, I told you when I was discussing about heat load calculation. That time I said how to select the ventilation. Yes or no? Do you remember that? We had discussed how to select the ventilation, and we talk about the ventilation. Then that ventilation rate depends on the application, right? And some cases it is found that the ventilation is close to 100%, and this is normally a condition for the clean room where we require a very clean atmosphere, typically for hospital operation theaters, ICU. Then some application related to the manufacturing where you require a sophisticated equipment to be manufactured, or some military application kind of highly accuracy related manufacturing. Then some cases where you required kind of pharmaceutical industry in R&D, where you cannot deal with very fine particles and bacterial filtration is required. In this type of situation, fresh air will be taken as 100%. मतलब सीधा सीधा coil में आएगा and then go out for to the atmosphere. No recirculation will be allowed in that condition. The similarly case will be there in ICU in hospitals, in ICU, then typically for operation theaters. In these conditions, we do not recirculate the air. In generally, ideally, it should not be. Right? You might have seen in operation theater, we are using normally domestic air conditioning. Have you seen that ever? Have you observed this? Have you ever observed that many of the operation theaters are using split AC at their in air conditioning system, which is not allowed, should not be allowed as per the protocol guideline for from the medical side. But they are using, which is not correct, right? Even though many of the hospitals are not using any kind of ventilation over there, they are just recirculating. That is why sometimes you'll feel, if you're sitting in a hospital which is having the central air conditioning, and you will not feel comfortable over there, you will feel irritated after maybe 5-10 minutes or 15 minutes sitting over there.
Yes, sir.
The reason is they are not supplying the sufficient amount of ventilation to their hospital, and there the quality of air is very poor. The reason is there are so many persons are coming, they are infected, as well as they are using so many chemicals and medicines which is having some kind of volatile contents which get dissolved in the air. Ideally for hospitals, NICU, ICU, and operation theater, they have to supply 100% fresh air as a ventilation, no recirculation. Got it? Now, can you tell me what will be the change in the psychometry if you are designing the system, air conditioning system for an operation theater? Yes? कितनी होनी चाहिए? Any idea? See, whatever we are discussing here based on the coil system and coil design, the only thing is that we have already done 80% of the work from our load calculation and psychometry. We have to just select how many number of rows should be there, what is the bypass factor, and what is the effect of bypass factor on that. Got it? And apart from that, we have to also select the number of fins and all different conditions. That's all. उसके सिवा कुछ नहीं करना है, right? तो कितने रे इन कितने कॉलम्स होना चाहिए, कितने रो होना चाहिए, that you are going to select. And once you fix that, then you can find out the number of rows. number of tubes required for that. सरफेस एरिया आपको टोटल सरफेस एरिया आप हीट ट्रांसफर एप्लीकेशन से फाइंड कर सकते हैं. आपको नंबर ऑफ रोज आपको पता है तो आप टोटल सरफेस एरिया के साथ उसको लेंथ के साथ मल्टीप्लाई करके यू गेट द लेंथ ऑफ द ट्यूब. Right? So in this condition you will get this type of range of the coil bypass factor for different applications. Right? So you can select out of this. अभी आपको देखो ये अगर आपने bypass factor को select किया in a particular value of bypass factor, right? Suppose I am selecting the bypass factor of 0.16 for an example in the range of 0.16, or I may select the range of 0.3. So 0.16 अगर आपने सेलेक्ट किया है तो आपके पास क्या चॉइस बचती है? यू कैन गो आइदर फॉर 3 coils or 2 coils अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस डेटा. यस और नो? इस रेंज में अगर जाते हैं तो बाईपास फैक्टर अगर रिज्यूम करके चलते हैं, राइट? और एंड अकॉर्डिंगली व्हाट इज द वेलोसिटी दैट अकॉर्डिंगली यू कैन फाइंड आउट. सपोज फॉर एन एग्जांपल 0.12 आया तो 0.16 आया. 0.16 में आप यहाँ पे आते हो, कहीं इंटरसेक्ट लेता है यहाँ पे इंटरसेक्शन, तो ये आपका वेलोसिटी आपको फिक्स करना पड़ेगा. या आप एयर वेलोसिटी फिक्स कर लो एंड 3 रो कॉइल के साथ आप बाईपास फैक्टर फाइंड कर सकते हो. सो दिस इज द रेंज हाउ यू विल सेलेक्ट फॉर different conditions. As we are going for more and more complicated and large capacity system, we will increase the value of rows, number of rows, and bypass factor is going to be lower for different conditions. Like you have seen in all outdoor condition. When you talk about the all outdoor condition, means completely hot air at 45 degrees centigrade, 40 degrees centigrade is coming in the coil. It means you require large surface area. If you require large surface area, you have to go for more and more row number of coils. So if you are going for 6 row of coils, you can see it is ranging from 0 to 0.1, right? So you may have option of 6 row, 7 row, 8 row, even 5 row options, and along with that certain values of velocity has to be selected accordingly, right? So either velocity को fix करके आप bypass factor find कर सकते हैं, bypass factor को fix करके आप velocity find कर सकते हैं after selecting this number of rows. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. So you have some examples given over here, not directly related to your coil. It's given that assume the suitable coil. So इस suitable coil आपको उस table से assume करना पड़ेगा. There are another conditions that is called as high latent heat load conditions. High latent heat load conditions. क्या करते हैं high latent heat load conditions में? Suppose for an example, and if you are using this for the cooling application, if the load is very high, then क्या करते हैं इसमें, क्या changes करते हैं? This situation, if you are having this type of situation, you will get, see, आपके पास क्या क्या फैक्टर्स होते हैं, कैसे कैसे आप सॉल्व करते हैं किसी किसी क्वेश्चन को. हम कैसे सॉल्व करते हैं साइकोमेट्री में? पहले हम RSHF फाइंड करते हैं, फिर RSHF लाइन ड्रॉ करते हैं, फिर आप मिक्सिंग पॉइंट फाइंड करके GSHF लाइन ड्रॉ करते हो. Draw these lines. These lines will be drawn by based on the intersection of the curve, right? ये आपका ये पॉइंट जो इंटरसेक्ट कहाँ पे करती है? Saturation curve पे. But sometime if the value of latent heat is very high, that time there are two possibilities. Either that either this value of RSHF and GSHF does not intersect the saturation curve. ये पॉसिबल है कि अगर आपने लेटेंट हीट ज़्यादा रखा, लेटेंट हीट ज़्यादा होगा तो इसका मतलब क्या होगा? जो सेंसिबल हीट फैक्टर आएगी, दैट सेंसिबल हीट फैक्टर which depends on the value of room sensible heat divided by room sensible heat plus room latent heat. It means the value of RSHF will be lower as compared to previous one. If the value of RSHF will be lower, then the slope of the line will be higher. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And if it is so, then of course the value of GSHF line will be further higher, because we know the value of RSHF line जो आता है उससे ज्यादा स्लोप आपको GSHF लाइन में मिलती है. इट मीन स्लोप फिर से फर्दर हाई होगा. स्लोप विल बी फर्दर हाई. इफ ये इंटरसेक्ट नहीं करेगा तो ये तो इंटरसेक्ट एनी हाउ नहीं करेगा. समहाउ ये इंटरसेक्ट कर भी दिया तो ये इंटरसेक्ट नहीं करेगा. समहाउ दोनों इंटरसेक्ट कर लिया. In this situation, then you will find the value of ADP will be very low. Right? If the ADP is very low, it means, as we have seen in the previous case also, the system size will increase and the COP will be lower. These are the effect. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So ultimately, what we are calculating is, if the value of high latent heat load is higher or the value of RLH is higher, the value of RSHF and the value of GSHF is going to reduce. If the value of RSHF and GSHF is going to reduce, it means what? The slope of the line for RSHF line and GSHF line is going to reduce further. Then there may be possibility arises that the situation arises that the line of RSHF and GSHF may not intersect the saturation curve of the psychrometry chart, or if it is going to intersect, there is a possibility the value of ADP which we are getting will be very low. Is it clear? If the ADP is very low, then size of the system is going to increase and subsequently the value of COP is going to decrease. This is what the net overall discussion. Effect and the final effect what we are getting if the value of high latent heat load is there. Then what is the solution over there? You might have seen in some of the cases of central air conditioning or large capacity system, you might have seen that the value the system is also consisting of heater. Yes or no? एक हीटर यूज करते हैं instead of using directly cooling coil. Even though we are using for cooling purpose, we will also include heater in the system, and that heater is called as reheater, not the preheater. Is the reheater which reduces the value of supply point and apparatus dew point. Right? In this situation, how to solve this type of problem? अगर ऐसी सिचुएशन आती है तो आप क्या करोगे? इस कंडीशन में एक हीटर यूज करेंगे. उसमें क्या करते हैं? तो फर्स्ट टिप, how to solve this type of problem when the situation is like this. The first is, we have to first find out what is the maximum allowable temperature difference. Maximum allowable temperature difference. That temperature difference will be Ti minus Ts. Between room and supply condition, इनके बीच का डिफरेंस कितना है? पहले ये फिक्स करो. Fix the value. Once this value will be fixed, then you start with the solving of draw RSHF line. Second step. As we know what are the conditions for how to draw this RSHF line. Once you draw this one, locate the supply point. Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, take all no number. Okay. So RSHF line, RSHF line we will draw. Then After that RSHF line, the third point we will locate the value of supply point S. As we know, the value of supply point is lies on RSHF line. So आराम से locate कर सकते हैं कि नहीं? Because the value of Ti will be known to you, what temperature we are going to maintain inside. The value of supply point difference we have maximum allowable that it has to be fixed. कितना difference होना चाहिए in generally, and the value of Ts can be calculated over here. Once the Ts value will be calculated and we have the saturation like this, we have the RSHF line. If you have drawn the RSHF line as previous method, then the value of supply condition can be located here, taking the value of Ts. Then locate the supply point. Then once the supply point S will be located, then the living air state 2 lies on horizontal point. Then what happen is the next, what are the next point? Suppose if we are having this type of situation and if we have drawn the psychrometry chart like this, then room sensible heat factor line is not going to intersect over here. So room sensible heat factor line हमने कैसे draw किया है? हमने draw किया है on the basis of the sensible heat factor हमने calculate किया. Then locate the point along with this alignment circle with the room sensible heat factor line. Then these lines should be parallel to this. If I condition is somewhere here and we have drawn like this is RSHF, right? Maybe not intersecting. It may be intersecting or may not be intersecting over here. So in this situation intersecting, but it may not be intersecting. So in that condition what we will do? इंटरसेक्टिंग नहीं हो रहा है, कोई बात नहीं. आपने क्या किया, यहाँ पे इसका सप्लाई पॉइंट फिक्स कर दिया. इस पॉइंट पे मैंने सप्लाई पॉइंट फिक्स कर दिया एस. यहाँ से ये सप्लाई पॉइंट फिक्स करने के बाद मैं इसको हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन ड्रा कर दूंगा यहाँ से. गॉट इट? I will not draw any other line. I will just draw a horizontal line from here. Got it? Then after that, whatsoever be the value of ADP, right? So this is I condition, this is I condition, this is O condition. Suppose O condition is there, I condition is there. This is RSHF line, which is not going to intersect probably, right? If it is going to intersect, GSHF आपको intersect नहीं करेगी. So in that condition हम क्या करेंगे, एक लाइन आपका GSHF का जो यहाँ से आता है उसको हम ड्रॉ करेंगे in such a way that intersect this line with ADP. ADP अगर बहुत ज़्यादा लो आता है तो आने दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, like this. और ये जो पॉइंट इंटरसेक्शन होगा इस पॉइंट से हम हीटिंग करेंगे. So cooling coil will leave the air at this stage, will hit this up to this point, then supply. तो ये होगा आपका reheating process. Reheating process. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what we did here is we are supplying. See, अभी की कंडीशन अगर हम इसको सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करते हैं, ये वैल्यू आपका एडीपी बहुत ज़्यादा लो आ रहा है इन दैट कंडीशन. सो इससे क्या करेंगे, हम यहाँ तक लाएंगे ना सप्लाई करेंगे. ऐसा नहीं and we are getting at 10 degrees centigrade, suppose 7 degrees centigrade supply point in the normal condition without reheating. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि 7 डिग्री पे आप सप्लाई कर दो, कंफर्ट की तो बैंड बच जाएगी. यस और नो? अगर रूम का टेम्परेचर 35 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड है, राइट, एंड टेल मी वन थिंग, if I am supplying an air of I want to maintain suppose 25 degree centigrade. So if I am supplying air of 18 degree centigrade, if I am supplying air of 5 degree centigrade, which one will give more comfort? I want to maintain 25 degree centigrade with certain humidity. This is the target. And I have two choices. I have an air stream with the same velocity with two temperatures. One is the 5 degree centigrade, another is 7 degree centigrade, another is suppose 15 degree centigrade. Which will give more comfort?
15 degree.
Of course 15 degree, right? Even 17 degree is much better, because our body is something like that ki you have to give a very smooth cooling. right? And unfortunately, though I have discussed so many times that if you are coming from a very hot situation, बहुत आप tired होके आते हैं, and if you are trying to put your air conditioning in 15 degrees centigrade or 14 degrees centigrade, 17 degrees centigrade, it does not mean it is going to cool fast, because its supply condition is fixed for normal air conditioning. Of course, for inverter air conditioning also the similar condition is there, but supply condition may change in case of inverter AC, but up to certain limit. मिनिमम लिमिट से नीचे नहीं चेंज कर सकते आप, करेक्ट? उसका फुल लिमिट जो है उससे ज्यादा आप उससे नीचे नहीं ले जा सकते उसको. तो दिस इज समथिंग लाइक दैट. नाउ सेकंड थिंग, आपकी बॉडी का जो कंफर्ट लेवल होता है, हाउ यू डिफाइन द कंफर्ट लेवल ऑफ बॉडी. Okay, just let us finish first this one, right? So this is fine. How to calculate this one? Then T1, T2 reheating will be there, right? There are two other alternative to reheats. Reheating करने के बजाय कुछ और करना चाहते हैं तो आप क्या कर सकते हैं? Alter the room design condition to a condition of higher humidity. You can change the room design condition कि उसकी humidity बढ़ा दो आप. This will make the GSHF line intersection with the saturation curve. What does it mean? देखो, एक तो कंडीशन मैंने आपको बता दी, अगर ये कंडीशन बनती है, लेटेंट हीट हाई होता है, इन दैट कंडीशन दिस इज द वे हाउ यू कैन प्रोसीड, एंड दैट रिक्वायर्ड रीहीटिंग, राइट? ऑफ कोर्स सिस्टम इज नॉट गोइंग टू इफेक्ट, लाइक फॉर एन एग्जांपल ये सिस्टम आप पीसीएडीपी पे काम चला रहे हो, सिस्टम का परफॉर्मेंस में तो कुछ चेंज नहीं आएगा. इन एडिशन टू दैट वी आर गोइंग अनदर हीटिंग प्रोसेस, सो दोनों आपके लिए सिस्टम का परफॉर्मेंस को डिटोरिएट करेगा. गॉट इट? यस और नो? क्योंकि आपने एक्सटर्नल यहाँ भी एनर्जी कंज्यूम कर रहा है, यहाँ तो आप कर ही रहे हो एक्स्ट्रा, राइट? सो दिस बोथ आर गोइंग टू increase the power consumption and deteriorate the value of the efficiency or COP. But there are certain alternatives that can reduce, that can eliminate the reheating process. That is, alter the room design condition. Room design condition को आप change कर दो, जो आई आपने fix कर रखा है, that can be changed with high humidity, high value of omega, high value of RH. That will make the GSHF line to intersect the saturation curve, as well as it will also increase the value of ADP. Another is, second option is, use the coil with lower bypass factor so that the ESHF line can intersect, the ESHF can be increased and higher value of ADP can be obtained. So first is increase the value of omega I. ह्यूमिडिटी बढ़ा दो आप इनसाइड कंडीशन का, and that will make the GSHF line intersection and increase the ADP. Second one is use coil with high bypass factor. जितनी ज्यादा आप हाई बाईपास फैक्टर कॉइल, मतलब क्या हुआ, ज्यादा से ज्यादा आप रो बढ़ा दो, एंड दैट विल इंक्रीज द वैल्यू ऑफ एडीपी. वैल्यू ऑफ एडीपी इंक्रीज होगा तो इंटरसेक्शन होगा कि नहीं होगा? एंड कैसे इंक्रीज होगा ये? बाय इंक्रीजिंग द ESHF, इफेक्टिव रूम सेंसिबिलिटी फैक्टर बढ़ेगा, तो बढ़ने से एडीपी बढ़ जाएगी. So these are the three methods when we'll solve when the humidity is very high, latent heat load is very high. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All outdoor condition we have already discussed. The dehumidified quantity of air will be equal to the ventilation air requirement. दोनों equal होना चाहिए. Sometime it is less than that also. तो उसके लिए भी cases आपको दिया हुआ है. All outdoor condition का is given. 3 cases are given. You can see in page number 649 and 650. Right? Then yes. So how many total? How many students are here? in your batch?
12 students.
12, no? Okay, fine. So in next this one we'll discuss about yeah, I'll share you some tutorial kind of see on number of problems that you have to solve for air conditioning system, right? And that will be
Okay.
one student mostly solve two problems, not more than that. Okay, so मैं आपको क्वेश्चन नंबर और क्वेश्चन आपको भेजूंगा, राइट? So that you have to solve. दो क्वेश्चन
Okay,
आपको
sir.
solve करना पड़ेगा. Then your air conditioning load calculation till that will be completed. Okay, then we will talk about the duct sizing of duct for your transmission and distribution of air, right? Different type of grills, different type of calculation, and of course we'll go for the sizing of duct also. Okay, so that I will share in the next class. So anything you want to ask for this one? Any query or any doubt, let me know. Acha, have you ever observed one thing? Mm, in your vehicle, there is a direction of flow for the air, which is coming from the air handling unit of your duct from the air conditioning. उसमें ऑप्शंस आता है, आपने देखा है कभी? एक नॉब रहती है जो डायरेक्शन चेंज करता है उसका. It can directly come to your face, it can directly go to your feet, then
Yes, sir.
both the directions
Sir,
combination.
yes, sir.
क्या दिखाता है, क्या इंडिकेशन है उसका, क्यों जरूरत है उसकी, क्या रिक्वायरमेंट होती है? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दैट? ऐसा तो नहीं है पैर में ज्यादा गर्मी लग रही है तो वहां पे चालू कर दो, देन आपको फेस में ज्यादा गर्मी लग रही है तो वहां चालू कर दो, या ज्यादा ठंडी लग रही है तो वहां चालू कर दो. क्या मीनिंग है उसका? क्या
कूलिंग
करने
एरिया
के लिए?
इंक्रीज करना है. बाइक.
क्या करने के लिए?
इंक्रीजिंग कूलिंग एरिया.
Not really, is partially correct. You find out what is the reason why these directions are given. Secondly, suppose आपको मैं एक रूम की सीटिंग कंडीशंस है जो भी है, तो सपोज आप आपकी क्लासरूम ले लो, आपको एयर कंडीशन लगा है, उसकी पोजीशन क्या होनी चाहिए, किस डायरेक्शन में होनी चाहिए? एनी अदर? चलो आपको you are using a winter air conditioning, what will be the position of your this? अगर आप विंटर एयर कंडीशनिंग लगा रहे हैं तो ठीक है, समर एयर कंडीशनिंग के लिए आपने कह दिया क्लोज टू डोर. क्या क्या क्राइटेरिया होती है इसकी? हैव यू एवर सीन द डक्टिंग सिस्टम विच इज इन द ग्राउंड लेवल? कुछ जगहों पे आपका वॉल में साइड वॉल में रहता है, कुछ जगह टॉप में होता है, कुछ जगह सेंटर में होता है. क्या मीनिंग है उसका, क्यों, किस लोकेशन पे कैसे सेलेक्ट की जाती है? तीन चार क्वेश्चन मैं आपको दे जा रहा हूँ, जस्ट गो एंड सर्च आउट फ्रॉम डिफरेंट डिफरेंट सोर्सेस यू आर हैविंग नाउ. लॉट ऑफ सोर्सेस आर देयर. सो मैं क्वेश्चन ये पूछता हूँ, डक्ट की पोजीशन कैसे डिसाइड की जाती है, ओपनिंग कैसे डिसाइड की जाती है? अगर आपने स्प्लिट एसी यूज किया है या समहाउ इज अ काइंड ऑफ कैसेट एसी यूज किया है, उस एसी की पोजीशनिंग क्या होनी चाहिए कूलिंग एप्लीकेशन के लिए, हीटिंग एप्लीकेशन के लिए? अंडरग्राउंड एयर डक्ट सिस्टम कब यूज करते हैं? थोड़ा सर्च करो. व्हीकल में नॉब दिया जाता है, उसका मीनिंग क्या है? These all are, you all are surrounded with this, all this data, right? So you try to find out this. Okay, at least try karo, discuss in future classes. Okay, so should I stop now? Any query from your side?
No, sir.
एनी अदर?
सर प्रीवियस वीडियो अपलोड कर देना।
अपलोड हो चुका है बेटा,
इसमें सर मतलब
MIS में
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर।
कल ही अपलोड कर दिया मैंने सारे वीडियो।
ओके हाँ सर, मैंने देखा नहीं, सॉरी।
जस्ट चेक कर लेना, अगर कोई डिफिकल्टी है तो मुझे बताना, ठीक है?
ओके थैंक यू सर।
एनी अदर? हर्षिल, जील, निखिल?
नो सर।
ग्रेट। चलो ठीक है, देखते हैं नेक्स्ट क्लास में पॉसिबल विल स्टार्ट द इंडक्ट डिजाइन, और इफ कुछ और बचा है तो वो भी कवर करेंगे, ठीक है? ओके देन, टेक केयर।
थैंक यू सर।